Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin wa bihi nasta'in ala umuri dunya wa din wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajmain amma ba'du. All praise be to Allah who created the earth and the sky and their content. Allah give us help so we can meet in this morning. I'll never forget to salawat and salam to our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam who brought us from darkness to the brightness. The Honorable to our supervisor, Mrs. Nur Laila. The Honorable to all audience. Okay, now let me introduce myself. My name is Nurul Husna. I'm a moderator today, and beside me is speakers today, Aulia Fitri. Okay, now she will to be presented her proposal and the title An Analysis of Figurative Language in Abdullah Yusuf Ali's Translative of Surah Al-Luqman of the Holy Quran. Okay, for the speakers Aulia Fitri, time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thanks for moderator. Okay, now I will present my proposal with a title An Analysis of Figurative Language in Abdullah Yusuf Ali translation of Surah Luqman of the Holy Quran. The phrase explain about introduction. In introduction, there are background of study, background of the research. Language is very important for us as human life because with language we can use to communicate with others. By communication, people easily can give from each other, express their idea, interact with others and show what they want. And semantic. Semantic is one branch of linguistics studying about the meaning, and it considered as major branch of linguistics divided to the study of meaning in language. Meaning is very important for us. Why? Because language without meaning is meaningless. So that to know about semantics is very important to know about meaning. Next, about figurative language. Figurative language generally refer to speech where speaker means something other than what the literary ceremony. Figurative has the same root as figure, which is another word for a diagram, display, an image, or illustration. And then, talk about Al-Quran. Al-Quran is the glorious book of Muslim that always relevant in all age. It is a collection of Allah relation that were brought down by Jibril to Muhammad with the certain grace gradually for about 23 years. As we know, Al-Quran is complete code of living and the book of guidance. In order to implement the commandment, we need to read it carefully and understand the meaning of Quran. We now talk about meaning not easy, but read it like parrots. Particularly people wouldn't read or understand Arabic. Many are in the habit of reading surah or phrase particular time or on particular days. For instance, or Surah Al-Luqman. Surah Al-Luqman is the object of my research. In Surah Al-Luqman also explain about the obligation of the parent in teaching the son. In this research, the researcher want to analyze in English translation and only. In this research, the researcher want to analyze in English translation and only choose Surah Al-Luqman as the object of this research because in Surah Al-Luqman talk about the story of Luqman and his son. In Surah Al-Luqman also explain about the obligation of the parent in teaching the son. Surah Al-Luqman surah include in Surah Makkiyah of the Holy Quran, which consists of 34 phrases. The main point of Surah Al-Luqman consists about the explanation of hikmah, especially hikmah given to Luqman. Luqman is one of Soleh men who live in family period, the very delicious, so that Allah wrote his name in Holy Quran in order to be example of ummah. Surah Al-Luqman also contained with the Tawhid and the guidance to teach the children. Other that we can find in Surah Al-Luqman about the faith, the explanation of the direction for the mu'min, law, and comment to the goodness. In this research, the researcher want to investigate the figurative meaning found in each phrases. All of the phrases of Surah Al-Luqman will use of that sources. Therefore, the researcher intends to conduct his study and entitled An Analysis of Figurative Language in Abdullah Yusuf Ali translation of Surah Al-Luqman of the Holy Quran. And Part B, identification of the research problem. The focus of the research in this research of linguistic semantic. The kind of the problem will be identified by the researcher that is needed to give clarification. It will be a range of the problem refer to the background above so that it will be investigated in some questions that are what kind of figurative language are found in Surah Al-Luqman translation by Yusuf Ali? What are the meaning of figurative language found in Surah Al-Luqman translation by Yusuf Ali? And C. Purpose of the research. The aim of the research based on the question that mentions above. The aims of the research and analysis of figurative language in Abdullah Yusuf Ali translation of Surah Luqman of the Holy Quran. First, to describe the kind of figurative language found in Surah Al-Luqman translation by Yusuf Ali. Second, to describe what are the meaning of figurative language are used in Surah Al-Luqman translation by Yusuf Ali. Okay, next, the limitations of the research. The problem that the writer want to explore in this proposal is the describing an analysis of figurative language in Abdullah Yusuf Ali translation of the Surah Luqman of the Holy Quran. In the analysis of the thesis, the problem is limited on aspects as follow. First, the kind of figurative language are found in Surah Al-Luqman translation by Yusuf Ali. Second, the meaning of figurative language used in Surah Luqman translation by Yusuf Ali. And next, significance of the research. Al-Quran contains with general word, and when the translator translates, the Quran is also general, meaning there are a lot of phrases that need more explanation or display in future context. It is make us need to analyze more that meaning of the translator took. Al-Quran translation can understanding literally. We have to know some aspect like the structure and conclude the figure of meaning other that we also have to know the asbabul nuzul. And next, the previous study, the research is not new because there are so many researchers that have researching by other researchers. Some of previous study which has some them with this study are The first study in come from Sutadi. Sutadi entitled An Analysis of Lexical Relation in Abdullah Yusuf Ali translation of Surah Yasin. And the second research is Soleh Nur entitled Semantic Analysis of Surah Al-Luqman, verse 22 to 34, published by Uin Sunan Kalijaga. He only analyzed Surah Al-Luqman with sentential and lexical meaning. Okay, next, chapter 2, theoretical foundation. For a figurative language, we know about figurative language. First, figurative language generally refers to speech where speaker means something other than what they literally say. Consider a situation in which Harry said to a friend, my marriage is an icebook. Most people recognize that Harry intends to communicate something negative about her marriage, such as isn't emotionally affectionate or sexually passionate. Figurative meaning are the meanings put from the kind of figurative language. Figurative language is a language to help the expression of thought and feeling. Figurative language generally refer to speech where speaker mean something other than what they literally say. It used in reading and speaking in order to get the influence. It is a beautiful language to get effect by comparing anything. The other can change and make connotative word in our ideas. There are several types of figurative language. There are metaphor, simile, hyperbola, personifications, metonymy, repetition, irony, litotes, antithesis, paradox, synecdoche, symbolism, and last idiom. Okay, all about explanation about the kind of figurative language. You can see in my proposal. Next, about definition about Quran. Quran is the holy book of Muslim Ummah which has functioned to be guidance, life for all people in this world. Al-Quran was sent down to our Prophet Muhammad when he is 40 years old. Al-Quran was sent down to him step by step for 23 years. And the way of send down Al-Quran is in many conditions, not only in winter but also in summer, sometimes at night, sometimes in afternoon. All of the best Allah desire. Next, according to Salah ad-Din, and Al-Quran is the book which Allah exposed to the Prophet Muhammad as a guide for humanity. It is described by Allah in Surah Al-Baqarah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان. Next, about translation. Translation simply is making new text from search language into target language as close as possible. It transfers the meaning of the former into the latter. Many experts have proposed definition of translation different each other. Catford define translation as the replacement of textual material in one language by equivalent textual material in another language. The focus of this definition is the replacement with equivalent textual material. And next, about Surah Luqman. Surah Luqman consists of 34 verses. Surah Luqman was sent sent down in Mecca after Surah Safat. This surah called by Surah Luqman because contain about the story of Luqman advising his son. In that story, taught us in order to every parent teach their children about religion, science, and morality. And next about Abdullah Yusuf Ali. He was the best known Muslim of English translator in the world for his monumental translation and commentary of the Holy Quran. Abdullah Yusuf Ali was in India, Islamic scholar who translated the Quran into English. His translation of the Quran is one of the most widely known and used in the English-speaking world. Ali was born in Bombay, British India, to a witty merchant family with a Dawoodi Bohra father. As a child, Ali received a religion education and eventually could recite the entire Quran from memory. He is very smart. He spoke both Arabic and English fluently. He studied English literature and studied at several European universities, including the University of Leeds. He concentrated his effort on the Quran, and study the Quranic communities, beginning with those written in the early days of Islamic History. Yusuf Ali best known were his book The Holy Quran, text translation and commentary, began in began in began in 1944 and published in 1946 by S. H. Muhammad Ashraf, publisher in Lahore, British India. And that's all explanation in chapter 2 about my proposal. And next, in uh, chapter 3, the methodology of the research. A research design. In this study, the researcher used descriptive qualitative method because the purpose of this research is to describe, explain, and validate findings about the semantic analysis of Surah Luqman translation. The importance and utility of qualitative method is increasingly being recognized in the field of second language research. This chapter began with a discussion of the nature of the qualitative research and how it differs from other approaches. So that is the goal of this qualitative study, to describe every that consists in Surah Luqman translation correlated with semantic. And next, a research object and time. The object of this research is English translation of Surah Al-Luqman by Abdullah Yusuf Ali translation that was published first time in 2012. The English translation which is going to be studied is published by Komori in Solo, Indonesia. This surah consists 34 ayah or phrases, and as the 21 surah in Al-Quran, this surah in English translation by Yusuf Ali is inscribed in page 411 to 400 to 414. This surah is classified as Makkiyah, the surah which was sent down in Mecca. The researcher takes the date from May 10 until the end June 2020, and the date from when search. Research instrument. The instrument of this research is the researcher himself, because the researcher is the woman who's analyzed the translation of Surah Al-Luqman as the research date. Other that the research use a related book as additional that in this research search and type of data. The researcher collect and defines data in the form of primary search data and secondary search data. This data is in terms of Arabic and English as its translation. These two are classified in terms of their statistical data. According to Frankel, the term data refer to the kind of information researchers obtain on the subject of their research. Data here is any information that relates to be study being investigated. In this research, the researcher used but two data, primary data and secondary data. And next, data collection technique. The technique of collection data in this research will help the researcher in writing this research. The data of this research, the research are collected by doing the following step. They are reading, underlining, rewriting, coding, and coding. And data analysis technique. This research use descriptive analysis. The researcher adopted from study from his research by the title and analysis of lexical relation in Abdullah Yusuf Ali translation of Surah Yasin of the Holy Quran. The data are analyzed to get the result and the conclusion. In analyzing the data, the researcher need to identify, classify, interpret, and calculate the data to find the result and the conclusion. Okay, that's all my explanation about my proposal. Thanks you for your attention. Sorry, I say sorry if I'm wrong. Okay, goodbye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thanks to Mrs. Aulia Fitri has finished presentation. Okay, now we open question session and we will answer your question in Schoology and WhatsApp group. Okay, I think that's it for today and I'm so sorry for my mistake. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.